Right, it's day 2 at the print show. We're here on the Print Monthly stand, and we're after the first Knowledge Zone session with Simon Cooper for Solopress. So Simon, again, can you just introduce yourself and your role in the industry?
Yeah, so my name's Simon Cooper. I'm the CEO of a business in the UK called Solopress. We've been around 20 odd years, mostly known for e-commerce printing, so customers being able to order directly on the website, but now much more to the offering than that. And the reason we're here at the print show is we have an offering which is Solo Pro, and that's all about us partnering with other trade businesses, so other printers, resellers, and so on, and really supporting them to grow their business. But we have other things like Solo Flow, which is our API connection, and also Brand Central, which is something new we launched last year, but much more established now, which is all about custom websites. So,
cool. And you've done Knowledge Zone sessions here before, so what was different about this year's one? Can you give us a summary of what it was all about?
Yeah, definitely. So I think in the past, maybe I saw it as an opportunity to plug the business a little bit. And I thought that that was probably wasting the opportunity. So I'm someone who spent 30 years in the printing industry. When I first started, the business that I joined had 4 letterpress platen machines, so movable type printing.
Okay.
The same as Gutenberg invented in the 15th century. So, things hadn't changed that much. We didn't have any computers in the business. And obviously since then, I've seen huge change. In the early 2000s, people said that because of the advent of the internet, printing was dead. And actually what our business did was jump on that, let's say, bandwagon and take advantage of print as a big enabler. And then now we see AI coming along, and it's really changing and disrupting the world as we know it at a rapid rate. And I thought to myself, if I'm coming to the print show and I have an audience of people related to the printing industry, what is the message I should really share? How could I use that platform to try and create something positive for the industry at large? So that was the concept.
Cool. And like I said, a big part of that was the sustainable angle and about championing, the paper and trying to communicate that with younger generations or just the public in general. Why do you feel that is so important? What are you seeing out there which is still a struggle?
I think print has been unfairly demonized, really. And so you're met with messages frequently, often daily, that say, think about the environment, don't print this. And even from the very earliest days when children are at school, they learn that paper is made from trees, and then they have this kind of visceral connection with trees and imagine ancient woodlands being chopped down in order to make paper for the printing industry. And obviously that is completely wrong. And the reality, as I shared in my talk, is that the forests in Europe over the 15 years up until 2020 grew by approximately 60,000 square kilometers. And what I was saying is that's basically 1,005 print show areas per day. So forests are growing as a result of the printing industry, not the opposite. It's not, deleting forests in order to create print, and yet there's this kind of negative connotation. The flip side, and this is the juxtaposition that I wanted to create, is as someone's got their fingers hovering over the keyboard thinking about searching on ChatGPT, they're not imagining, should I save the environment today and not do that search? No, they're rather putting silly things in there about, help me construct a silly email to my colleagues about not leaving their dirty dishes in the sink or something, So no one's taking that seriously. No one's thinking about the environmental impact. And as a result, the digital industry, certainly, the owners of these LLMs like OpenAI and so on, they're not making any apology. They're not trying to do anything positive for the environment because nobody makes the link. Yeah. And it's because you can't imagine the invisible electricity usage being done every time you make that search. And I just wanted to bring that to people's minds. And I know that the sustainability message has been there. It's been there for years, but I wanted to change the message a little bit. So the goal of my talk was really to turn it more into a campaign. So what I thought about is how often we see the FSC logo on various printed items. And I think that's really positive. And FSC have been tremendously beneficial to the paper and printing industry. But it's not a campaign message. When you see the letters FSC, if you're a layman that doesn't know much about the printing industry, you probably don't really understand what that is without researching it. And when you research it, there's long form information. So there's not just a quick kind of message that you can understand at a glance. And what we want to do is really promote the idea of this new imprint being used, which we've created, which is called Forest Love Print. We've bought the domain name forestloveprint.com, and we're going to build that up. And on that domain will be links to the resources that have done the proper research behind this, that now gives us the, let's say, the power, enables us to communicate this powerful message. What we want to do is start tackling the number of times people see a message which is, think about the environment, don't print this, with the number of times they see a message which is Forest Love Print. And what's behind Forest Love Print is the message I just gave you about forests growing as a result of the printing industry. And if nothing else, it causes a disruption in the maybe kind of lazy perspective that you had, that printing is just simply bad. And all of a sudden, maybe that changes that perception. And so what I said is, Solopress produces 7 million items of print a year. So that's how many things are out in the world that have ink on the paper that was produced by Solopress at some point. We're going to encourage our customers to carry that real positive message on their print products. And we're going to encourage the rest of the industry to do exactly the same thing. There's no money to be made. There's no sponsors behind it. It's just simply a message that we're creating and sharing with the rest of the industry and saying, let's start spreading a positive message about, the positive, sustainable story that we have to tell.
And obviously Solopress, it's a supplier to so many types of companies. So, you got the trade side, and then, people might be from marketing companies, etc. What are some of the changes that the company is doing to support those kind of like campaigns, and how people can access print and different products in different ways, and help them sell their products?
Yeah. So obviously the main thing that we've done over time is ensure that we're reducing waste all the time. So we produce an ESG report, and we look very carefully at the carbon impact we have. We already have the opportunity for customers to offset the small amount of carbon that still exists after the product is produced, so they can directly do that on the website. They can, as I say, go for FSC. We only print. I say only print, it's like 97% of material we print on is FSC certified here in the UK. So we've made that effort to ensure that we're doing that right. We've moved towards digital printing where it makes sense in order to reduce make-ready times. We've bought the latest equipment that enables us to reduce make-ready times. Not make-ready times, but the number of waste sheets that are produced. We also do job aggregation. So the amount of waste per individual order on a job gang from us is massively reduced. We buy, sustainable energy, so green energy. We're next year going to be replacing our roof. Unfortunately, we have very old asbestos roof, so we can't put solar panels on it. But we are going to be putting an over roof on top of that, and then putting solar panels on top of that. So we'll do our bit there to generate renewable energy as well internally. But that was the other message, and I think a really powerful one, which is that the largest generator of renewable energy in the world is actually the paper and pulp industry. And the largest consumer of renewable energy in the world is the paper and pulp industry. And I think that's a really interesting statistic as well that's worth mentioning.
Yeah. And as you mentioned as well, you're involved in Solopress, but also the European business as well. Is there anything that you're seeing, especially within the last year now, which is a big change to the industry that a lot of people are asking for or need support in? Is there a lot of shared stuff between the two sort of regions in the UK and Europe?
No, there's not a huge amount of crossover, and that's exactly why we have a production facility here in the UK. We also have production in Germany and Madrid in Spain, and that's about being closer to the customer, basically, and so that's the benefit there. So with the business in Europe, the online printers business, we have web shops in 15 different countries that we deliver to, and we're in, I think, 6 or 7 different languages. But no, there's not a huge amount of crossover, but the mission will be the same. So we'll also be encouraging our online printers customers to convey this positive message about Forest Love Print.
And lastly, you guys are here at the show as well, exhibiting. Do you just want to tell us, what is the concept of this year's Solopress stand and why people should come and visit?
Yeah, so we've been a big supporter of the show, and honestly, we feel that's somewhat of a duty of ours. We're one of the more successful commercial printing businesses in the UK, certainly fast growing and making good profits, and therefore investing heavily and employing a lot of people. And therefore, we've wanted to give our support to the show year after year to try and keep the industry as vibrant as possible. I think this opportunity to get together and meet with customers is really valuable. And it does help to keep some power and energy behind the industry. So we've supported it year by year since 2019. And the theme has changed somewhat over time. And this year, what we wanted to do was bring the print factory to the print show. So if you come and visit our stand, you'll see it's made up of printing plates and postal tubes and offcuts of paper and so on. So it's really kind of quite rustic, I would say, very different to maybe the shiny, polished, conventional stands that you would normally see. But ultimately, it's about people, and it's about bringing our people here to meet our customers and really interact and understand what it is we can do to look after them better in the future.
And if anybody then wants to know more from Solopress, where can they find you?
Yeah, so we're right in the middle of the hall. You can't miss it. There's a big halo called Solopress hanging over it. And otherwise, visit solopress.com. And also, we're building up this forestloveprint.com domain as well. It might not even exist. The domain exists. I don't know if we've managed to actually get anything on the website yet, but keep an eye out for that. We'll be coming back to you at some point as well to maybe spread that message far and wide across the industry.
Yeah, cool. We look forward to it. All right, thanks, Simon.
Great. Thanks a lot, David.